Good morning, people of YouTube. We are back with our final day of Dimir Control. And I don't think we're making any changes yet. We made a change yesterday. It is the last day, so it's kind of like, if I want to make changes, I probably should. Ooh, I should not do a click sound in the microphone. That sounds horrible. I mean, I think all the tools... the tools are good. The tools are solid. I just keep running. Well, I mean, we've had some close decks with this archetype of deck, so I don't want to say that like it's a bad deck. It's really not. Either we've just gotten a little unlucky, or it is possible. I mean, I did talk about this. Sorry about that. I did talk about this when I first started playing it, that I worried about its, like, how does it threaten opponents in the early and mid games? It doesn't do that very well. It doesn't really have a good threat early on. And its control, and so what it has to do, right, is control its way up to its 5 and 6 mana spells. But I think the control tools are just a little wonky, a little quirky. So like, for example, blue-white, or like any deck that runs white can run Shatter the Sky, which will destroy all creatures on turn 4. On 4, I should say 4 mana. This deck, blue-black, all you have access to is Ritual of Soot, which is just going to destroy creatures that are 3 or less. So if you're, it's not going to get rid of your questing beasts, things like that. Okay, let's get into it, though. We are obviously going to play first. We see a Tyrant Scorn. In our opening hand, we've got 4 lands. Then we've got a Lockmere Serpent, a Brazen Borrower, and a Tyrant Scorn. I think I'm going to keep this, just because the Temple lets me smooth out my draws a little bit more. Basically, all my mana is perfectly fine with this hand. If I draw like 3 lands in a row, it's going to be bad. But, ooh, who am I against? Sorry, you can't see his name, but Kev Talks Live. That's a sweet name. Template a seat down. We're going to put the land on the bottom because I do not want to see a land right now. In a red, and it's a red deck. Oh, boy. So, interestingly, originally when this deck was on Reddit, I think I'm just going to thought erase. So there's an argument that maybe I should keep Tyrant Scorn up or Brazen Borrower to get rid of this. But this guy's going to start dumping his hand like pretty fast, I think. And so I probably just want to thought erasure now, and then we'll control the board after that. Originally on Reddit, okay, let's see. Sorry, I have to. Oh, this is just gross. So I think we have to get rid of the Ember Cleave. Do I get rid of the Annex? So he's going to be able to play this for, let's see, it costs 6. It's going to cost 3 less. He's going to be able to play it for 3. Annex is good, though, because it just lets him restock his board. So, but this is scary. Both these are scary. Both these are 3-cost cards, basically. I guess I can make the Ember Cleave a little bit more expensive by killing his creatures. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of more lands. We got to find a Ritual of Soot here. Ritual of Soot's going to save us. Okay, where I was going, originally on Reddit, they said the idea was that this deck would be very strong against mono red. Now, maybe not against 3 Fervent Champions. That might not be safe. Because I'm going to take, what, like 6 here or something like that? Yeah, I'm going to take 6. I'm going to take 4 next turn, even with killing a creature. This comes into play tapped next end turn. If he has another Fervent Champion, we're probably dead. Comes down to land. I have to destroy one of these immediately. So the Ember Cleave can't come down. I'm still gonna probably lose though, because I just don't have a tool to deal with 2 of these things. And just at 1 mana hasters that buff each other, it's like I'm probably dead. Well, maybe not. Let's see here. Shoot, what do I need? I guess I don't really need either. We might make it. We might make it. Next end turn, let's see if he plays something. I'm going to hold this in case he gets the Anax, but if he just goes straight to combat, we're just going to kill one of these probably with it. Ooh, another Castle Ember Wreath or whatever it is. So he's saying go to combat. I'm saying eat to extinction. Now the problem is I'm going to keep on taking 2 here every turn. Probably Graveyard. The Sabotage is just kind of too slow, I think. Is he going to buff it? Or does he have another card? He has another card. Okay, that's scary. Alright, there's land 5. So now he has enough mana to bring the Ember Cleave down, which is spooky. We have the Borrower. Oh, and we have the Borrower and the Sabotage. Okay, this is great. So let's go. I don't really want him to have. We're just gonna bounce this Torbrand immediately, because I don't want him to have the ability to like shock me or instant spell. I don't think he has any instant spells in this deck. Maybe the Giants. Let's see what our buddy plays here. What is he gonna do? Is this gonna come back down, or is this gonna come down? Or is he gonna buff with the castle? So there's Torbrand. We're gonna sabotage this because shame on him for playing a card like that. We'll keep this. This enables the Serpent. Yep. And then I think we're going to flash in the Serpent here to punish him, I hope. And out comes the big Lockmere Serpent. So I'm just assuming our opponent really isn't going to have a way to kill this thing. This could be 2 Bone Crushers. If these are Bone Crushers, though, I think he'd be using them. Brrr, Lockmere Serpent. He's a big boy. Now, if he can kill this with this thing, that would be, or some combination of cards, that would be probably the worst. It's the worst possible scenario. What do you got, bud? What is in here? Shock Face. Okay. So I can sack Swamps to gain life. Oh, and he has to light up the stage. Oh, there's the Enax. Interesting. This thing is a pain, though. Oh, these things are both pains. Okay. I have to block here, I guess. No, this card is incredible here. He's gonna get 10 million billion guys. So let's sack. Well, let's sacrifice some swamps here. We gain a life. Submit. A Fabled Passage. A Fabled Passage. What am I supposed to do with a Fabled Passage? Brazen Borrower is good. Okay. Or at least I can live with the Brazen Borrower here. Now, will he get greedy and want to play this on me? Nope, he's going to play the Enax. That's fine. This can go back to your hand. Oops. Pass. Block that. I want to stop on his end step because I want to play this Borrower. Yep. Yep, we'll play our own Borrower here. That's my turn. Ashiok the Nightmare Muse. It's getting very scary, let's say. Huh. Well, we can do this first. Let's activate this. We're going to go to Swamp so we can gain a little bit more life here. Help us, Swamp. Help us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana, huh? There really probably isn't anything that I really need. I don't need more mana than that, probably. Ha! Replaced itself. So, I think we play the Nightmare Muse here. And then we're going to minus to send this back, which just kills it, and then he has to exile a card out of his hand. Which, these are both really good cards, so if this is also a very good card, we are in great shape. I'm guessing he's going to get rid of this. Oh, this must be another one. And this cannot block, so let's start working on his HP. Okay, another red mana comes down. That's good for us, seeing that red. This is a Cavalcade deck. Okay, that's very interesting. Probably should go... Well, I don't know where you should go. Did I miss lethal, possibly? Because this would have been 6, 7... No, I didn't miss lethal. It's going to be tight, that's for sure. I think this is the right play by our opponent. Do I just let this go through? Because if I kill it, he gets 2 1/1s, which I think is probably worse for me than just him having the 1. Or does he get 2 or 1? When an axe or another creature dies, create a 1/1 red satyr creature token with this creature can't block. If the creature had 4 or greater, see, he still gets 2 1/1s. Which I think does more damage to me over time. So I think we just let that go through. A Murderous Rider. So more blockers. A Castle Vantress, and then definitely a... definitely need the lifelinker. Alright, and let's hit him with this. So if we can survive this turn, I think we win. Because he's at 14. And I'd attack... Well, I'm going to lose a creature here probably, right? Kev talks live. He's wondering, what am I going to do? Because I can make the Lockmere Serpent unblockable, take 7. 10. So I've got 10 just in the Serpent and the Borrower. 13 in the other Borrower. His little tokens can't block. Oh, really? He's going to let me just pass. Okay, this is coming out then. Now I think he is dead, right? This is 6. Oh, I messed up. I should have bounced. Well, hopefully it's not going to matter. So we can still gain, what? 1 life off the Serpent, huh? So this is 6, 13. Oh, and I would have needed one of these to get through. If I'd bounced, I probably would have won. That's probably okay, though. So let's just send. Send those 2. We're just going to play it a little safe here. My opponent has 1 card in hand. He's got these 2 guys. He's down to 8. Do I sack this? I'm getting precariously low on black mana, although I also don't have any cards in hand. So let's tap. Sack a swamp. So our last swamp. If I drew a swamp, that would be nice too. We did. It's not the right kind of swamp. Not the right swamp. So let's see what our bud is going to get here. Footlight Fiend means nothing to me. So did he lose? Is it over? I hope so. Please let us win a game with this. Let us win a match. We did go first, though, so we were favored in this first matchup. Feels good to beat the mono red with the deck that apparently this is designed to beat. I was so dumb. I could have bounced this last turn. And probably won. Okay, we beat Kev Talks Live in game 1. So he's going to board in against me. We have 4 Ritual of Soots. Did not see any of them. The Lockmere Servant was good eventually. Ether Gust is a probably yes. Epic Downfall. Exile target creature with converted mana cost 0 greater. Probably yes. Sorry, got the hiccups there for a second. The rest of this I don't see being that good. Possibly Farika's Libation just to... So, I think Sabotages are okay. Tyrant Scorns are great, though. I think the Thought Erasures we get rid of on the draw on this round. Sorry, I'm just lost my train of thought there. When we're on the draw, yeah. Oh, that's what I said though. So, and then what to get rid of? Something on the high end, possibly a Thassa's Intervention, maybe. Do I have time to ever cast a Thassa's Intervention in this, or even a Chemister's Insight, possibly? Right? It just feels like let's take out a Chemister's. Will there ever be a time in this matchup where on turn 4 I can afford to just Chemister's Insight? I guess I don't see that happening, so. On its final day, will Dimir Control redeem itself in this aggro matchup? I'm hoping so. Waiting on our opponent. So 5 lands, a Tyrant Scorn, and an Ashiok Nightmare Muse. This makes me a little nervous because if our opponent... I mean, our opponent's going to have a lot of board threats, and all we have right now is Tyrant Scorn. That's it. I think we have to mulligan this. Let's do it. It's risky. This is better. Hello, Ritual of Soot. We'll keep this, and I think the Lockmere Serpent goes. That's perfectly fine for him to be on his merry way. Scorch Spitter comes out. This is too many Fabled Passages, in my opinion, but... So we're going to need 2 black and 2 blue eventually. So I've got a black-blue here. I've got a black, so I should probably go get a blue. Yeah, and then I can swamp. Then we'll have Ether Gust up. So we're looking to stabilize off a big Ritual. So there's a Fervent Champion. Oh, this deck deals damage to you so fast. Let's activate this. And we're going to go get an island here. Important to know, though, lots of swamps is strong in this deck. And ouch and ouch. Owie, owie, owie. And there's another land. Does he have another card to play? Oh, and a light up the stage. That's great for him. Oh, 2 lands, though. So a Borrower. Let's play this. I want my Ether Gust and my Borrower live here. I can afford to take some damage for a bit. I think. It's hard. It's hard to know. But now I have the option to bounce something if it comes down. Because we're not quite to Freaka's Libation yet. So what's going to come down? A Tin Street Dodger. I think I'm mostly okay with that. Thank goodness none of these are Human Knights yet. And there's nothing we would Ether Gust here. I mean, these all die to the Ritual of Soot, so... So I've got to take it on the chin here for a little bit. But I think I can control the rest of his turns now. And then we can stabilize with a big Ritual of Soot. This is what we want. None of that stuff. Why so many Fabled Passages? Yeah, that can enter tapped. Let's keep our life total high. And now, right, I will take 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Whatever he plays, I will bounce or Ether Gust. And then we'll Ritual of Soot to clear his entire board. And then we'll win. Well, we might not win, but we'll be very close to winning. So I expect a thing to come down. Yep, Embercleave, we're going to say, not today, young man. Now, I kind of hope he puts this on top. Does it show me? Did he put it on top or bottom? Put it on the bottom. Okay. All right. It's okay, because all his creatures are going this turn, so he's not going to be able to play Embercleave. And we want another Swamp here, and Ritual of Soot. And there we go. And now we're in a pretty good spot. We'll see. A Tin Street Dodger comes down. Pretty annoying, I guess. Is this your only creature, or do you have something else? Oh, he's got to light up the stage. And a Scorch Spitter. And so now we can Ashiok Nightmare Muse if we want. If he has a land. So I can clear his board here with Borrower and Freaka's Libation, which I think that's what we're going to do. Ooh. Borrower costs 2 blue. Okay. So I should have enough if I get this. So I can libation and bounce something if he tries to play the, if he has another. So we'll do it before he goes to combat. Assuming he doesn't have something good. I want to hold on to this in case he has an axe or something like that. But I think he has another, okay, there comes the land. Are we going to combat? We are going to combat, okay. So then I say, so what would I want him to sacrifice? I want him to have to sacrifice this, I think. Because the Scorch Spitter I can just deal with. It's very slow. So let's bounce that. Send the Scorch Spitter back. Send it. Kev. Come on, buddy. Okay. And then why don't you sacrifice that there old creature there. That there old haste creature. And now I expect him to play this. I don't know if he has another creature in hand. I'm hoping not. Oh, hello there, sir. Okay, this is an interesting development. Do I just get rid of this right away? I'm getting low, so the Murderous Rider, I'm a little hesitant to actually cast it. But I kind of have to Eat to Extinction this, right? Or I could Ashiok, bounce it right away. This would probably attack the Ashiok. Is that acceptable to me under these circumstances? Like, I think, I mean, it saves me life. It's going to lose him, it's going to take Torbran off the field, and he has to exile the other card in his hand. Hold on. We gotta go. We gotta make it to the combat step in this turn first. Because I was gonna say, what if he has another Torbran? And now we say goodbye to this thing. Could still have an another Embercleave in hand, which would just be devastating. I shouldn't say devastating, but that's a graveyard card. Is this an Embercleave? So, Owie. It is an Embercleave. Okay. So we're going to take a little punch here. But here's the part where we play the Ashiok. And we basically need to hope no... Gotta hope no haste creature off the top here. Because a haste creature will kill us. Not a haste creature? Not a haste creature. Yay! And let's get our lifelinker down. And we actually still can kill a creature if it comes down. We got lots of meat here. Meat on the bone. Out comes that. I think we can actually just hard block this thing, right? And that's acceptable to us. I think I'm okay with this, right? He only does 4 total. What are you going to do with this? This is the question. Sure. And nice thing is, I think we still get the lifelink here. Ha, ha, exile. What do you lose? Cavalcade and a Grim Initiate. That's good for us. Pass. Sure. Sure. Oh, we go to 5 now. He loses his creature. That Embercleave. Oh, okay. All right, all right. Actually, no. I think we just get the lifelinker out here. What do we get rid of? Mountain and a Shock. Good, we wanted that shotgun. So does he get another haste creature? He does not. So I think we're pretty much in the clear here. Let's do those. I want to keep 2 blockers up in this scenario. And we have stabilized quite well at this point. And I want to make sure I stop so I can castle Vantress, which I almost never remember to do. Is there any way for him to win this game? I don't think so. Well, maybe this deck is really actually insane against mono red. I probably don't need to scry. I probably just should have ended the game. But I never remember to castle Vantress, so it's like I have to try it. See what time we got here. Working from home today, so I got a little bit of an easier schedule, but it is about that time. Kev Talks Live. I did this to him. I'm sorry, Kev Talks Live. I did this to you. But I do want that Murderous Rider. Okay. We'll just tack out here. Is he mad, do you think? I hope he's not mad. I mean, it was maybe just a bad match. Maybe it is a bad matchup for mono red, according to the Reddit guy. It didn't feel that way. I always felt like I was in trouble with this deck, because I know it doesn't gain life that easily. Sure, send them all. Exile your whole deck, fool. He's like, I just want to see what gets exiled. Oh. Well, that went surprisingly well. Well, it was nice to let this deck go out. Yeah. Yes, yes. Oh, we're going back up. We're going for gold, people. Okay, that's it. All right, so that's going to be it for Dimir Control. Wow, and it even earned me a pack. Let's go look at it. Okay, so last time I said mediocre rare, we got an Ashiok. So by this rule, I should just continually say mediocre rare. It's going to be mediocre rare. Mediocre rare. Okay, it works. You guys, it works. Every time you open a pack, just predict it's going to be mediocre. It's just going to be mediocre rare. Nothing good. Pelucranos. I don't have any of these, though, so this is great. And I have a deck I wanted to try with this. This is cool. Enters the battlefield 6+1/+1 counters. If it escaped with 12... Okay, it escapes with 12+1/+1 counters. And then if damage is dealt to it while it has a +1/+1 counter, prevent the damage and remove that many. You can make it fight creatures. Okay, he's a sweet card. All right. So Dimir Control, not a bad deck. A fun deck to play if you like the archetype. If you like cards that are, you know, in the Thought Erasure vein, the Sinister Sabotages. I mean, I think its strengths are that it has access to counters and a ton of removal. Which also white has, but this has a ton of targeted removal, right? So you can see in that last game, right? Those Eat to Extinctions came in handy. We had Tyrant Scorns that were useful. Obviously, the Murderous Rider was nice for the life gain that we got later on. It was, you know, kind of a multifunctional card. I could kill a creature with it. I could gain life with this. Ashiok, I think, is a really strong card. So being able to bounce a creature back to your opponent's hand and they have to exile a card, especially if they have a big token or something like that, where they lose their token and have to exile a card, that's really strong. Making the 2/3s, like maybe exiling cards off your library isn't that big a deal, but I think mentally people really don't like it. So there's kind of that aspect. And Lochmere Serpent was a question mark for me, but that first game, the game 1 against Mono Red, Lochmere Serpent came through like a champ. So can't complain about him. So next up on the docket, I've got 2 potential decks I'm looking at. We've got Temur Clover, which has been a popular deck recently, kind of on Reddit and things like that. Someone won a, I don't remember what it's called, but some like tournament with this deck mostly. And the whole idea is 4 Lucky Clovers, and you have all the adventure cards, like 4 Phase of Wishes, 4 Brazen Borrowers, 4 Bonecrusher Drivens, 4 Lovestruck Beasts, 4 Beanstalk Giants. And you just get all the mana in the world and Fae of Wishes, which when you cast the granted half of it, if you have Lucky Clover, you get to copy it and go to your sideboard, and then you can go get things like Chandra, another Escape in the Wilds. And then just some like Storm's Wrath, Sorcerer's Spyglass. Basically just some of your game enders, Shadow Spear, things like that. So it's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet card. Oh, and also like the Fling. So Fling for, I'm assuming, the Beanstalk Giants, which probably become huge when you've got a deck with how many lands in here? 27 lands, a 27 land deck. So you can probably make him, you know, a very, very large creature. Cool. The other deck that I'm considering, this one's more likely, Rakdos Aristocrats. Someone posted this on Reddit recently saying they made it to Mythic using this deck. And I thought it looked really cool. And it's got kind of all the normal things you'd see, but some things to point out that's strong in this meta in particular is getting to run Claim the Firstborn. So Claim the Firstborn lets you gain control of target creature with converted mana across 3 or less until end of turn. Gains haste, so you get to attack with it. Now this is a great combo with the Witch's Oven or the Woe Strider, because you can basically, or the Rankle, right? Because this becomes a huge swing. If I steal an opponent's creature, I get to attack my opponent with that creature, and then I get to sack their creature, especially if I have something like a Rankle, where I say both players sack a creature. So I steal an opponent's creature, then I attack with Rankle. I say, okay, both of us have to sack a creature. I sack my opponent's creature that I stole. He has to sack another creature. Amazing. What an amazing combo. Angress Rampage, though, too. Amazing card to deal with because it lets you deal with the Dream Trawlers really efficiently, because Dream Trawler has a way to become hexproof, but this doesn't target the Dream Trawler. This targets a player and makes them sack a creature, and Blue-White Control doesn't really have a lot of other creatures except those dumb walls, which you'd have to deal with somehow. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. And it lets you deal with the Indestructible Gods as well. And then also things like Embercleave, things like that. So artifacts, basically. But yeah, this deck looks really fun as well. You can kind of see it's got lots of fun stuff. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up, but that was a good finisher for Dimir Control. You know, thank you, Dimir Control, for the time. I appreciate it. I don't know if you fit in this meta perfectly, but you got all the tools. All right, everyone, have fun at work. I'm going to have a good day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.